Happy Sabbath from IOG Fort Lauderdale, the Bethel class here in Florida. All right. I want to say happy Sabbath to each and every one of you. It is 8:45 or 8:47, 81 degrees already in South Florida. 81. Wow. What a day. A nice, clear day that it is coming in. And it's going to be a nice day to fellowship wherever you may be. If you're anywhere in Miami-Dade County, Broward County, West Palm Beach, you are in driving distance to come out and fellowship. The Lord said, forsake not the assembly of yourselves on the Sabbath. I met a brother from Texas last week who was in town visiting. It was his 29th anniversary, he and his wife. It was great to fellowship with them. And they told me that they are so happy that a class got started near them. A new class over in Texas. It's somewhere, it's not Dallas, it's not Houston, of course, but this is a new class. And then bringing up that, I says, oh, wow. I says, do you live in that city? He says, no. He says, it takes me about an hour and a half. No, that's not what he said. He says, no, it's only an hour and a half drive. And I kind of looked, and I just love the optimism that the brother had. No, it's only an hour and a half away. It's only an hour and a half away. You know, and I says, wow, you know, people are so excited. And he looked at the glass half full instead of half empty, because so many people look at the glass half empty. You know, they say, yeah, it's an hour and a half away, man. But this brother said, oh, man, it's only an hour and a half away. And, you know, that's the way it is for now, because we have the class in Fort Lauderdale, and we have the class here, there in Orlando. And shout out to the Orlando class. That class is fully open, fully renovated. So if you're anywhere near there, head up that way. I know that there's a group working in Jacksonville and trying to get enough people together. So shout out to them as well. You know, we have to help them get to work up there so that they can be listed as a class. We need 40 people, 40 strong people in order it to be considered a class. That's a good standard to have. But nonetheless, I just love the optimism of that brother from last week. And all of that being said, that come on through. It's a nice, clear day. I've gotten calls this week on individuals that will be in town. Some on vacation, some for work-related stuff. They'll be in town for the feast and just looking forward. They're just happy to have a place where they can come and participate in the feast. And I think that's awesome. You know, that people, when you're on vacation, you'll take the time to say, where is a class near me? And that's what it's about. Today, we're on our way to the Atlantic Ocean. Yep, to the Atlantic Ocean. We're baptizing 2 new people. Sister Gwendolyn from Homestead, Florida. She's Ubering it as we speak. Her Uber will be getting there shortly. And also her uncle, Brother Mitchell, he's going to be getting baptized. And he's right here in he's only about 10 minutes from the class where he lives. So that's awesome. So we got two people we're going to go baptize. This is the second Sabbath. We tried to schedule baptism the second Sabbath of each month. And that's what we try to do, brothers and sisters, to make sure that we can get that done and get people out and get people baptized. And that's what it's about, getting people baptized. And there are so many people. I can tell you over the past 2 years, a year and a half, we have just about baptized every month here at the IOG Fort Lauderdale Bethel class. And that's a good thing. We've baptized. People are coming at all ages to be baptized. And it's refreshing to know that people are coming to this word. I was sharing about a young man that was from Jacksonville that caught a bus. Took him 10 hours. He did not know that there was a Jacksonville class getting started up. And he caught a bus from Jacksonville to Orlando. When you take that Greyhound bus, brothers and sisters, that thing, it's a good price, but it stops just about in every little small location you can think of. There's so many little small cities, and they take the back roads. That Greyhound doesn't take the major interstate. They take the back state roads because they have these little stops where they're servicing people. That's what they've always done. That's been their motto. That's what they continue to do. But it took this brother 10 hours to get from Jacksonville to Orlando. So shout out to him, and that he's able to get over to that class. I know that we still stream live, and there are people that still have ailments, and sometimes they're not able to go or come and as they want to, and we're glad that we're able to stream for the comfort of them still being able to be at home when they're not able to come. And we thank the Lord for that. I want to give a shout out to Brother Long here at the IOG Fort Lauderdale class, who is not able to come like he wants to. Give a shout out to Sister Vickers. Sister Vickers comes as often as she is able to, and here lately she's been able to come at least for the most part of the month. But there are times, so let's just keep her in prayer as well. Brother Blake up in South Carolina, he's up there with the Columbia, South Carolina class. We keep him in prayer because we know that he left the class here. He's now up in Columbia, South Carolina, and he's not able to get to class like he wants to. We have a Brother Brown here. He's an older gentleman in his 90s. He's not able to get to class at all, so we do keep him in prayer. So, and there's so many others that are scattered abroad. So if you're vibrant, you have a running automobile, you're able to get up and get out, make that push, brothers and sisters. Go to the website, find an IOG near you. As the brother said last week, you might find that it's only an hour and a half away. When you want to get to the word, he said that there'd be a famine in the land. People would be coming from all over just to get to the word. And the famine, brothers and sisters, is not a famine for food, but a famine for the word, right? So that's something to keep in mind when we look at that. Baptism is so important. It is the marital covenant agreement that we enter into when we come this way. The young lady Sister Gwendolyn gave me a bit of information that I thought was awesome. When we first got to Hallandale as a congregation, we found a building that was for sale. It was an abandoned church. It was designed to be a church. I think they didn't have service in there very long. They said that the pastor passed away. He was up in age, and so the church just really stopped having church there. And so there was a young man that they had to come and try to continue the ministry. And I understand that this is before our time. I understand that they took some money, and when they took the money, he lifted up money. He left and took all the money out of the church and left, disappeared. That's what they do when they're not serious about this thing. It happens so quite often. But nonetheless, when she showed up at the class for the first time last Sabbath, she used to live in the area. And when she got there, she looked around. The place had changed quite a bit, and she realized she had attended that church in that building when she was a little girl, and how awesome it was to come back at her age today and be able to see that it's a full circle for her to come back, and now she's at that congregation. So she thought it was awesome to have that. And I thought it was too, to see her, to be able to come down and notice that church. And she brought up the people's names, the pastor's name and the family. And of course I had recognized the name because we had bought the class from them. So to come back and do that, it was awesome to her. She came out. I want to say shout out to the Bible Coffee and Hour show, the Bible Hour and Coffee show. I hope I'm putting the coffee in the hour, or the hour and the coffee in the right place. But y'all know I'm talking about Elder Melvin. Shout out to Brother Melvin, because she had been listening to that show every morning, and she reached out, and he directed her to call the main office, who directed her to us here at the IOG Fort Lauderdale Bethel class. And she called. She was excited. She says, I just looked on my GPS, and I used to live in that area. I grew up in that area. My uncle lives in that area, and she was able to bring him into the truth. And it was amazing that she says, I got so many family members in that area that I need to work on, and I'm working on. But she has her uncle. I thought that was awesome to come back to do that. And when I met the uncle, Brother Mitchell, to learn that he had been in a church not far from around the corner from where we are, grew up in that church, strong Baptist community church that was politically involved, and he had came from that church. The pastor there had also passed away, but he was just sharing that, just from tuning in, how much word, how much truth, how much understanding that he's gotten from the word. He says in the past year and a half, 2 years, he has learned more about the word coming out of the Israel of God than he has learned in all of the years he's been in church. And brothers and sisters, that's how it is. Today's lesson is titled The Hebrew Christian versus the Roman Christian. Which one? Which one? I believe that's what I call it. Which one? The Hebrew Christian versus the Roman Christian. Which one? It's a question. Which one? Which one do I listen to? Which one is going to give me the truth? And just by the title itself, you can see where that's going to go at. But that's going to be the lesson today on this channel. Make sure you tune in. And you're going to be very, very blessed with that lesson today. Because we should know. And coming out of the Roman Christian churches, and when I say Roman Christian, these are Catholic-based churches coming out of Rome. Which one do we deal with? Which one should we be following? Does the Hebrew Christian, that's who we are. We're Hebrew Christians. Because we say the word Christians because there's nothing wrong with the word Christian. Christian simply means you believe in Christ. Christ is the Messiah. That's what that word comes from. Jesus Christ. Christ is not his last name. Christ is a title. And if you believed in that Jesus was the Christ, you were called a Christian. And the disciples were called Christians first in Antioch. The disciples, who were Hebrews. They were the original Hebrews, the Jews. They were called Christians because they believed in Christ. And that baptism is a very icon of Christianity today. It's an icon leaning towards salvation, because you're not saved when you get baptized, as the Roman Christian church teaches, but if you can endure to the end, you'll be saved. Saved meaning that what's going to happen is you will, if you can endure through this thing, if you can hold on all the way till the end, you will become spirit. And that's when you're saved. That's when you're saved, brothers and sisters. So you're not saved when you're baptized. You're just on the road to that. And a lot of the Roman Christian church has a lot of things that they're teaching, and they got people believing that if you get baptized, you automatically going to heaven. Just believe in Jesus and get baptized. You don't have to keep the law. You don't have to keep the dietary law. All you got to do is just believe in Jesus, call upon his name, and you will be saved. That is the most quickest way to get to the lake of fire, doing that and that only. Brothers and sisters, we got to keep this word. We got to keep his commandments. We got to keep his laws, his statutes. Jesus says, if you love me, keep my commandments. That's a requirement. That is a prerequisite to becoming spirit. So the lesson today, talking about the Hebrew Christian versus the Roman Christian, which one is correct? This is a lesson that you're going to need to get today, because a lot of the churches that are existing today, whether they're Kojic, whether they're Latter-day Saints, whether they're Protestants, whether they're Methodists, whatever you want to call them, that is their base foundation is Roman Christianity. That's what it is. So we need to examine that today. And we're going to look deep, hard at it to find out which one, because you need to get to a place where you're getting yourself prepared for salvation, to become spirit, to be in that first resurrection, because there's some things that are being taught out of the Roman Christian church that you will not read in the Bible. But a lot of people think that it exists in the Bible. A lot of people think that there's things in there because it's practiced by the Roman Christian church. They think that it is Bible. In fact, in some cases, the Bible tells you not to keep some of the things that they're doing. But again, because it's coming out of a building from behind a pulpit, people don't read the book. They think that that's the way it's supposed to be. That's what it is. And we all have been there. But I want to tell you, brothers and sisters, there is an awakening occurring. And it's been occurring for the past several years. People are awakening up. Israel, lost Israel, hidden Hebrews in plain sight are waking up to understand what their role and what their destiny is. And that is to learn this book so we can teach the other nations. Because if we don't teach the other nations, this whole world will be consumed with Roman Christianity instead of Hebrew Christianity. And you're going to learn today from the lesson there's a big, wide gap of a difference, a huge spectrum of a difference. So that's going to be the lesson today, and you want to tune into that. I just want to say to those that are coming out to the baptism, looking forward to seeing you here. Again, the weather is nice. It's 83 degrees at 9:09 in this morning here on this seventh day Sabbath. That early in the morning, it's that early. I got one of the brothers on the line, and he's calling in. He helps me with the baptism. Shout out to you, Brother Ferguson. I'm live online. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well, Pastor Johnson. How you doing?
Good.
Just made it out here. I'm the first one out here. We got both candidates here.
Okay.
And I was wondering if was it 9:00 or 9:30, because both of them are here.
Yeah, both of them are here. We had told people 9:00, but we told them we started 9:30. But I want them to be there at 9:00 so they wouldn't be late. But I'm pulling up right now. Brother Scully's on his way, and we're gonna be in that water at 9. As soon as Elder Scully comes, we're gonna be in that water, brother.
Okay. Did you bring any extra towels? Because the sister she forgot to bring a towel.
I did not. She did tell me. I brought some plastic bags for them. I grabbed some of that for the seat. But no, I did not. I was not able to do that. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can offer.
I did tell her that her uncle had enough time.
Would you want to use my towel? Sure.
I did.
No, I'm baptizing though. I'm gonna be one of the but you can use my towel. Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's nice of you, brother. But I did tell her at 8:30 when she called me, at about 8:25, that her uncle had enough. He had enough time to go home to get a towel because he's only about 15 minutes away from the beach. But
okay.
But brothers and sisters, we're here. We're at the beach. We're gonna get this thing going. And again, it's a nice, beautiful day. And we'll see y'all soon. We'll give you a report after baptism. Shout out to all of you all coming inside of the chat room. And we're so excited. The weather is beautiful. The water is calm. All that being said, peace and blessings to you all.